Swinging a fly ball to left field deep. Way back! Way back! This ball is gone! A walk-off home run! Newport Gulls win it here in the 11th.
This is the Newport Gulls pregame show, live from Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island.
Branham sets, kicks, and deals. Swinging and a strike three. The Newport Gulls are 2009 Eastern Division champions.
Coming up, interviews, stats, standings, lineups, and a whole lot more.
Swinging a high drive to deep right. Oh, is this ball crushed? Way back and gone. Joey Manning with a towering shot. Swinging a high drive to deep left, and you can forget about it. Cal Conley with his third home run of the game.
Stay tuned. The Newport Gulls pregame show starts now on the NECBL Broadcast Network. In his 8th season covering Newport Gulls baseball, here is play-by-play broadcaster Nick Lima.
Good evening and welcome to Cardines Field here in Newport, Rhode Island, where tonight the Newport Gulls and the Sanford Mainers will be playing 3 games here at the ballpark, a triple header as the Gulls will complete a suspended game from last Saturday at Sanford, a game that was a wild one. Saw the Newport Gulls take an 8-3 lead in the top of the 11th inning, but heavy rain showers forced a suspension of that game. It was halted in the middle of the 11th, so Newport will retake the field defensively in the home half of the 11th inning, up 8-3 against the Sanford Mainers in that contest. The Gulls looking for the last 3 outs in that one. 15 minutes after the completion of that game, we'll have game 1 of the scheduled doubleheader here for tonight as the Gulls and the Mainers make up a rain out from Cardines Field earlier this season. It'll be a 7-inning contest in game 2. Daniel Wright will have the start in game 1 for the 3 outs. He coming on in relief essentially in that contest. For game 2, Mitch Horacek will have the start, and Michael Johnson is a starter for the regularly scheduled game 3. Game 3 to start at 6:35 here tonight on Volunteer Appreciation Night at Cardines Field. It's the Newport Gulls and the Sanford Mainers will play two 7-inning games and a half-inning game here today as the Gulls and the Mainers will finish up the regular season series with the final 3 of their 8 series games. Newport and Sanford will have the pregame show next here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Welcome back to the pregame show here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. We're here for the Gulls Eye View, and we're here with pitcher Caleb Kellogg. Kellogg, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. So today we're continuing the suspended game from the other week, and how does that feel to know you guys have a lead going into just the last 3 outs today?
Oh, it feels good having the lead, especially because it's a 5-run lead. So all we have to do is finish out the game, and then we'll get the win.
So today it's technically a triple header. Is that a little stress for all of you, knowing you're going to be playing the same guys all day long?
Not really. We've had double headers before in makeup games, so we're kind of used to it. So we just got to grind it out. We know the team, so I don't know.
So you came in mid-season for the Gulls, and you actually had a pretty interesting first day. Do you want to tell us about that?
Yeah, I flew in from Florida, and I had to go unpack at my host family's house, and then I ended up having to close it out in the 9th inning, and I only had like 4 hours of sleep, so that was pretty nerve-wracking, but I was able to get it done, so I was happy about that.
So that's quite an interesting first day. I'm sure no one else has that interesting of a story. What's it like playing here in Newport versus playing at school?
The weather's 100 times better. It's not as hot, so I like that. It's more laid back because it's summer ball, so that's another good thing about it, by the beach. So I love it up here. It's awesome. So
you've had a good summer here so far. Is there anything else you'd really like to say?
Not really. Go Gulls. We'll win today.
All right, we're back with the Gulls Insider after this on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Thank you very much, Kathy. Welcome back here on the pregame show on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Nick Lima now joined by Sanford Mainers broadcaster Jacob Ouellette for the Gulls Insider. Jacob, it's going to be a long day of baseball here today as each team has an opportunity to notch 3 wins in one day.
Yeah, of course we have that 1.5 game or the half inning to finish up. Obviously Newport winning 8-3 going in that bottom half inning. So we'll see what happens with that. But then 2 games of baseball, and as you could see over the past 2 games, these two teams playing it very closely.
It was one of the wildest games we've ever seen in Sanford on Saturday night as the Newport Gulls were leading much of the way. The Mainers climbed their way back in. They took a lead. Newport then tied it in the 9th on what was a crazy play.
Yeah, it was kind of a play that, me and you were talking about, just kind of didn't make sense. The game was pretty much ruled over with. The umpires left the field, came back, and then what seemed to be a call that was questionable at first base actually turned into be about a call that the tying run had crossed the plate before the second out was recorded. So that game, I've never seen anything like it, and it created for an interesting situation.
Mike Coombs was ejected in the course of those arguments before the game was resumed, and he served the 1-game suspension the next day. He will also have to be out of the ballpark here for just the 3 outs of this game 1. Then he can come back to manage the second and third game here tonight. So that'll be an interesting dynamic as Al Leva will manage the Gulls here in this half-inning contest.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, it's it's another interesting situation. I mean, I don't think you can define it any more than just saying that's the game of baseball for you. I mean, anything can happen, and we've seen it here. I mean, we pretty much said everything, including back in Sanford when the tarp got put on the field for about 3 minutes and then taken off again. And I mean, it'll just be interesting. Get that first completion game out of the way, and then 2 great full games of baseball here. Only 7 innings, but I mean, these 2 teams have been playing each other very well over the course of the season.
Luckily, we have clear blue skies here at Cardinals Field. Not a cloud in sight, so there won't be any rain showers raining on our baseball games here today. What kind of pitching are we going to see from the Sanford Mainers in these 3 games today? Any idea yet?
Just a couple of two pitchers that haven't made a start all season long. I believe Matt Horan starting the first game of the doubleheader. It's kind of a funky situation. Of course, many games to be played at the end of the season. Starting last Monday, it was 12 games in 9 days, then turned to 13 games in 9 days, and you just got to conserve your pitching. And sometimes you're going to see guys that start games that you don't typically see, and it's just all a matter of going out there and doing the job that you need to do. So.
Newport Gulls have seen a lot of rain lately. A couple of nights ago, Newport and New Bedford had a rain-shortened game. The Gulls falling in 5.5 innings, 2-0 the final score. They had a rain out here last night, scheduled to play against the Vermont Mountaineers in a makeup game. That game was washed away due to the field conditions here at Cardinals Field from the rain showers that came through the night before and from continuing rain throughout the day on Sunday. But the Newport Gulls didn't have to do anything yesterday to clinch the NECBL Eastern Division. They are the regular season champions as New Bedford lost last night to the Laconia Muskrats at Paul Walsh Field. Tonight, the Sanford Mainers coming in here fighting with Laconia for 3rd and 4th place in the NECBL East.
Yeah, so Laconia ahead of the Mainers, of course, taking that game. We got washed out as well last night in Mystic. So Laconia only a half game in front of us in 3rd place, and it's going to be one of those situations where it's going to be boiled down all that last game, and it's just a matter of every player just needs to step in the box and do their job, and every pitcher needs to step on the mound and do their job as well. And it's a question of who really wants that drive to win, and no matter what, I mean, it's the top 4 teams, all teams playing each other very well throughout the course of the season. So entering into playoffs, I don't think you're going to see anything but great baseball being played.
Jacob, tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got involved in the Sanford Mainers.
Let's see. I've been involved with the Sanford Mainers since we started. My family, I've grown up in Sanford, so my family hosted starting in about 2004. I got involved through that, and then I started volunteering up in the press box doing the in-game music and the public address announcing. Did that until last year, and then stepped into this position this coming year, and it's just been a great opportunity. I've been going to school at Emerson College for broadcast journalism, and I absolutely love it, especially since the game of baseball has been a passion of mine all my life, and now being able to step in and call the play-by-play and travel with the team that I've followed for many years now, it's just it's been a great opportunity, and I've absolutely loved it.
Jake Willett, Sanford Mainers broadcaster, thanks for joining us here. We'll see you a little bit on the pregame show, and good luck in this doubleheader here tonight.
Thanks, Nick.
We'll be back in a moment with our coaches show next here on the NECBL Broadcast Network as our pregame show continues. Welcome back here at Cardinals Field as our pregame show continues. Now time for Manager's Show, joined here today by acting manager Al Leva, Newport Gulls hitting coach. Coach, the Newport Gulls and the Sanford Mainers started this game on Saturday. It was a wild one. We already talked about it a couple days ago in our pregame show, so we won't give the fans at home a recap of it, but they'll have to finish it here tonight.
Yes, we got 3 outs left. That's what the commissioner ruled on it. And so we got to play that, at 2:30. and then a doubleheader starting at 3.
A little bit of an odd situation with Mike Coombs being ejected from that game. Of course, he couldn't be there for the end of it. Then had to serve his 1-game suspension. And now because this game is being resumed, he can't be here for this, but he can be here for the twin billing this afternoon.
Yeah, that's right. We were talking about it today, and he said, "Man, that's a long sit out that I gotta sit out, 4 days or whatever it is." But yeah, he only has to sit out for the 3 hours or the 3 outs just because it's a continuation game. So it's all status quo, and he was rejected, and so now he's got to sit out those 3 outs.
Daniel Wright will be charged with getting these 3 outs here in relief. Of course, Daniel 6-0 on the season, just 1 win away from the record. Won't have a chance to go for that here tonight. But Wright will likely be the first game playoff starter for the Newport Gulls on Friday.
Yeah, I think that's what Coach has him slated in to be. And today was just basically a bullpen day, get him ready for the playoffs starting, on Friday. So that's why he's pitching that first game today.
We've had a lot of close games so far this season, the Sanford Mainers. This extra inning game, we'll be resuming in the 11th inning. It was 2-0, 2-1, 3-3 at different points in that contest. The previous loss that the Gulls faced against the Mainers was 2-1. This team is better than their record indicates.
Oh yeah, most certainly. They're a quality team. They always play us tough, fortunately, we've had a couple of good games against them as well. That we've been on the winning side, but yeah, they play us tough all the time, and they probably say the same thing about us. We play them tough all the time. So they're a quality team, and we don't know who we're going to face yet in the playoffs, but they're a team to be reckoned with. So anybody can win in this league, as you saw in the records of throughout the whole season. And if you get hot at the right time, that's what you want.
It's a bit of an odd situation here in this getting the final 3 outs of this one. The Newport Gulls have to do a little bit of a switcheroo in the infield. Steve Anderson, who was the DH, will play at first base, and I think Brett Winger, who was at first, will go to right field. And the Gulls don't have any bench players left for Newport. Rob Ort not with the team right now. He's heading to a family emergency back home. He'll be back later on tonight, but he won't be available here for this first game. So the Gulls only have 8 position players right now.
Right. It's only for this first game. So we lose a DH. We'll put Daniel Wright into Ort's slot. So basically we have all 8 position players. And yeah, Ort's gone, and then the other 2 we had to take out because of injuries at that game. So it's only for the first 3, and then the next 2 games we should be fine.
Speaking of injuries, I did see Austin Slater play. How's he doing?
He's doing good. His finger's back. It's not healed, but it's enough for him to play. The one we're still concerned about is Jeff, and his foot's still bothering him. So it's just day-to-day still with him. We'll see where we're at. Luckily, we still have 5 more days before the playoffs start, so hopefully we can get him healthy before that.
So this could be a long day for Matt Perret.
Yeah, it's going to be about 14 innings for him. Jeff's going to swing it a little bit, throw a little bit today, run on it, see how he feels, and if maybe we can get him in there a little bit. But, the Coach Coombs and him will have to talk, and our trainer, and we'll see how it goes. But, yeah, Matt's ready to go 14 or actually 15 innings, or whatever it takes. He's a workhorse, Matt, so he's in shape. He's ready to go.
No, Steve Anderson's been fighting off a fractured nose as well. How's he been holding up?
You know what? He's doing good, actually. He no problem breathing, and that's the main thing. You just hope he doesn't get hit again in that same spot, because then that could probably really damage him. But we'll just hopefully that won't happen, and we'll go from there.
Fingers crossed, whenever this first game does get finished, Game 2 will start 15 minutes thereafter. Mitch Horacek will have the start for the Newport Gulls, and he's been very good this season.
Yeah, Mitch has kind of been a starter. He's been a relief guy for us as of late, and then now we're I think Coach is putting him back in the starting role again, tonight. We'll see what he can do. And, we got some, thinking ahead a little bit. There's some teams that we need to throw the lefties, so our lefties need to be ready. So I think that's why he's going tonight.
Newport Gulls hitting coach Al Leyva, acting manager here for the first game of this triple header here today. Good luck against the Sanford Mainers. It's going to be a long day of baseball, and thanks for joining us here in the pregame show.
You're welcome. Thanks, Nick.
Thanks, Coach. Newport Gulls baseball is next as our pregame show continues next on the NECBL Broadcast Network.